You know, it's been a while since I broke out the microphone pen, and I just kind of feel like being official today. Okay, I guess we're ready to talk about this. I'm not scared, you're scared. Okay, fine, we're both scared. But we're doing it. We're reading big books. And if you personally are not doing the challenge, please don't correct me. I need the solidarity. You understand. Hi, my name is Sarah Freshly, and welcome back to Freshly Read Books. You know what? No, I am ready. I am motivated. I am living off the success of last year. So we are here to discuss the 2023 Big Books Reading Challenge. This was created by Karina from the Instagram account Time for Reading. She started this last year and I had a great time participating. So I knew that I had to do it again this year. Last year I had made a video at the beginning of 2022 talking about which books I was thinking of reading for each prompt. And then more recently, I filmed a video talking about whether or not I had completed the challenge. So to sum up my experience, I had read just one of the books I initially chose for the prompts, which admittedly was the book that I had already started when I filmed that video, but I am happy to say that I did end up completing all of the prompts just with different books, including the classic prompt, which was the only one that I hadn't finished reading when I filmed my conclusion video to that challenge. That was The Sea by Iris Murdoch. But we're not here to talk about last year. We are here to set some goals for this year. So let's walk through these prompts and what I'm thinking of reading for each of them. Some of these prompts are the same as they were last year. Some of them are new, but similar to last year, there are 4 prompts and 1 bonus prompt to complete. So the first prompt is a translated book. This is one that we had last year as well. And the book that I'm thinking of reading for this one is one that I was thinking of reading last year, but I had it under a different prompt at that time. That is A Fine Balance by Rohinton Mistry. When I posted that video, I got so many comments about this book that now I absolutely have to read it. I mean, I already knew I was going to read it. It was on my TBR. Oh, also, sorry about the stamps that are randomly on here. I got this secondhand, so there are random stamps. So this book is about 4 people living together in India in 1975. I believe that they don't know each other at the start of the book, and then the book kind of focuses on the evolution of their relationships with each other, maybe. I do want to say, though, that I may also end up picking an International Booker Prize long-listed book for this prompt, just because I plan on reading those books again this year, and, you know, there might be a long one, and I might end up using that, because easy, translated to work, boom. But I really want to read A Fine Balance either way, because it's been too long. Honestly, a lot of the books that I'm going to be talking about today, they would work for many of the prompts on this list. So it should bode well for me and my success in this challenge. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Okay, so the next prompt is a book by a BIPOC author. I have a few to choose from for this, but the one I'm thinking of is A Brief History of 7 Killings by Marlon James. Is that because I was fortunate enough to meet Marlon James at the Booker shortlist announcement last year? Partially, yes. Also, I wanted to mention it again because it's starting to feel like it never happened. It's such a crazy thing that happened, going there, meeting him, meeting other people that I do YouTube with. It was just really cool, and it's just weird that it happened. Like, it happened. I know it did. Like, in my mind, logically, I was there, but it's still, I don't know. But also, this is just like a book that I want to read. This is about a 30-year span of time in Jamaica during which Bob Marley was attacked by a gunman. And then I think the book is meant to capture like the instability around that time, but I don't really know much else about it. Some other books that I'm considering for this one is one that I mentioned last year but didn't read, which is Long Way to Freedom by Nelson Mandela. And I also have 2 Alex Haley books, one being the autobiography of Malcolm X and the other being Roots. And then the next prompt is a book that has been nominated for or won a book prize. And really, it's possible that like all of the books I'm talking about have won a book prize because I've already mentioned 2 Booker winners and a Pulitzer Prize winner, so. But the one that I am tentatively thinking about saying is A Little Life by Hanya Yanigahara. This was another one that I mentioned last year, and I'd really like to read it. I feel like I am just so behind on this one. Like, everybody on BookTube has read this one. All I remember is that it's about 4 people in college in New York, and it's supposed to be insanely sad. Okay, prompt 4. A classic. This one haunts me more than any of the other prompts from last year. I said that I wanted to read War and Peace last year. I started that book in like March. I posted about starting it on Instagram, and then I read maybe a page of it before pushing it off to later, and still have not opened it since. But this is the year. Plus, tons of people are reading it this year, so I'm hoping like FOMO alone is going to propel me through this one. Sarah from the future here, checking in because I know that last year I said I would read War and Peace, and this year I really want to, but I just wanted to confirm that I have indeed started the book, and like for real this time. I mean, it doesn't look like much, but this is, believe it or not, 150 pages into the book. I've been reading it daily. I am through volume 1, part 1, and I'm like loving it somehow. I don't know what happened. Like immediately I started really enjoying this book. So I'm kind of excited by the prospect of just being in it for a really long period of time, which is good. It's probably about the best you can feel going into a book the size of this one. But yeah, 10% of the way through it. So I think that, you know, it's actually feasible that I will be finishing it this year. But I did also want to say, because I don't think I mentioned it in my previous video where I talked about reading War and Peace, or in this one, but I have this book called Tolstoy Together, which is 85 Days of War and Peace, put together by Yiyun Li, who basically hosted this online initially at the start of COVID, where people would read War and Peace together 10 to 15 pages at a time for 85 days. And then she ended up publishing her comments from each day, as well as some of the comments provided by other people in this book. So every day you get what's supposed to be read during that day, where you're starting, ending, then thoughts from Yiyun Li, and then usually comments from others, although sometimes there's different things that show up during those sections, depending on what the section is. This has been helping me so much, and I don't think that it would be as likely that I would be reading this every day without it. So just like a little shout out to this book, because I am really happy that I just randomly decided to get it last year when I was going to read War and Peace, because it's helping me out so much now. Anyways, back to the video. And just like last year, I do need your help with one of these, because the bonus prompt is to read a backlist book, and I can't decide between two of them. I already feel like I know which way you guys are gonna vote, but let's see. For this one, I'm thinking about possibly reading The Little Friend by Donna Tartt, which I read like 30 pages of 2 years ago and then stopped. There was a readathon for it, and I fell behind, and then I completely fell off. Or Midnight's Children by Salman Rushdie, because honestly, like, it's about time. What am I even doing at this point, you know? So please let me know in the comment which of these two books I should read for the bonus prompt. Or if you just want to like back another book that I'm thinking about reading for one of the other prompts and just be like, yeah, definitely read that one. Or one that I mentioned that I wasn't sure I was going to read for a prompt, but is a possibility. Let me know which ones of these you think, yes, definitely prioritize that this year. Also, let me know if you are participating in this challenge, and even if you're not, what big book you would like to read this year. Thanks so much for watching. Wish me luck, and consider subscribing because I upload a new video every week, so I hope to see you then. Bye!